What's up, people? Welcome back to another Fractured Daydream video. This time I'm going to go over some of the most useful passive skills you can get in this game for people that maybe play in the future that could find it useful. Other than that, yep, like I say, I'm just taking a break from doing, Fractured Daydream because there's not a whole lot to be covered and there's not a lot of contents either. So I'm going to do what I do as usual. Cover what's need to be covered or want to be covered in the game and take a break and wait for more stuff. So I'll be doing this video. I'll be doing some of the characters at level 100. So far I only have 4, so yeah, and I'll talk about them in a specific video, and I will talk about some of the option builds in this games, and that's that. Other than that, let's get back to this video and let's go. So yeah, in order to get these passives from each character, you have to get them to level 30, which is not horrible. Level 30 is fast. Level 50 is alright. That's where you get their individual outfits, if you really want, like their default outfits for other characters and stuff. And after that, you just get to level 100 to get stats boost. Like after 70s, you get attack boost. So on and so on until you reach level 100. Other than that, let's go talk about some of the most useful passive you can get early on in the game. Now, damage dealer, this is for Quietus if you can maintain the combos like above 20 buffs, so you can get the attack buffs and etc. So this is really good for the default character. I mean, a lot of people use Quietus in this game. I might or might not use them. It depends, because I don't feel like using, too much of OP characters in these games, because it's no difference than the, other SAO games. So I'm just trying to use some of the different characters in this game and to have fun and try them out, really. Other than that, for most people, Quietus' passive is really good. If you can get his to level 30, get his passive and put it on himself as well, it'll be good. If you want to use characters that can really do fast combos and etc., this is a passive, to put it on. Not necessary for, a single, one build. You can also switch up. You don't have to use this passive to make you can make a build. Depends what you want to play. That's why I say, it's options. There are a lot of options in this game, so however you want to play it. Other than that, the next one is Fly Master. This one is from Lifa. It is very, very good. Increase attack while jumping or in fly. So yeah, it's basically free attack boost if you're jumping or you're flying. Either way, if you want to put that on, it works perfectly fine. But just remember, you have to jump to attack. For some characters, they can't fly. For the characters that can fly, very, very simple to use. And this seems like a very good passive you can just put on pretty much everybody, literally even the snipers. It's funny though, they can actually hit a lot with this passive on. And yeah. Other than that, the next one, surprise attack. That's from Argo. Attack, increase damage when attack enemies from behind. Although this is a kind of problem, because a lot of time bosses, they move way too much in this game. Way, way, way too much. A lot of times, they're just constantly moving. And you chase as bosses in this game. Not necessarily the boss will chase you in this game. That's one of the mechanics I kind of don't like, because, dude, like bosses, can you just stop moving like every attack? Like, some of them, it's very annoying, like sword columns. It's bad, that's why this can be useful if you can go behind it. If you can, then don't bother it, because most of the time you'll be either front or like on the side. It's very hard to stay behind it, but it can be done. For like if you get used to bosses like movements and stuff, you'll be fine. Now the next one. Guts. This is a very good passive from Klein. Once you get this unlocked, increase attack for a short period of time after taking damage. Now they did not specify what kind of damage. As long you take damage, you get that boost. So for that accessory right here, use 5% HP to increase event skill damage 30%. So whenever you take damage, triggers guts. So you can use that to stack it. Keep doing it while you're using that accessory for that purpose. It is very, very useful. Just keep that on if you have that legendary accessory effect. And if you don't really need this passive. It's option as well. But other than that, like, that really works well with that combo, with that legendary accessory. It is very, very hard to get some of the legendary accessory for some of the classes. It's ridiculous. Like, you have to have really good luck to get them set up in this game. Like, it takes a really long time to get accessories. Level 5 spheres for me. There are some classes I still don't have it. But there's not a single class I have like a fully built with level 5 and stuff on it that I wanted. It's ridiculous. So unless you just have really good luck to set them up, otherwise, yeah, it will take a really, really long time to farm for accessories, especially their effects. But yeah, other than that, let's move on to the next one. Fire Convergence. This is a very good passive from Lyn. If you put that on her, like the closest you get, the higher crit rate you get. But remember, this is only for range attack, so you cannot put it on anybody. Like Yuna, I think she counts as a range attack because she uses bubbles and stuff. So this is a very cool passive. Other than that, if you're looking for high DPS for range characters, if you want to, play close, this is also a really good passive to use. Now this one, Absolute Zero from Yu-Gi-Oh! It is very, very good. There's a high chance, well, not high chance, it's pretty high actually. Like, you can actually freeze enemies with when you're using event skill. So there's, source skills or whatever. There's a chance it props, which it does a lot. So a lot of time, if this is very, very good for mobbing and just for crowd control, it freezes everything. It's so useful. Except there's some enemies and like bosses you can't freeze. The dragon you can't freeze, but pretty much everything else is in this game you can pretty much freeze them. This is a super good passive if you can get it for mobbing purpose only, not necessary for bossing, because like I say, you can't freeze them. Other than that, let's move on to the next one. I'm gonna talk about the Death Guns passive. This is very, very good. One thing about this is that it's just free crit rates. So when the enemy is stunned, frozen, or down, because that's the key, down. So sometimes you have to read the text to see what they do, in order to figure out what the passive actually, how it works. So when they're down, you get the crit rate boost, and this is very, very useful. So self-explanatory. I think I skipped one of them is Yuki's passive. This one, increase attack is less than 50%, and increase even more at 25%. Less than 25% HP. So you get like the attack boost further. This is a very, very risky play style. It is good. It works really well on Yugi, but on somebody else, it's dangerous on tier 3. Because bosses can potentially just one-shot you when you're like 50% HP or lower, even at 25% HP. So you gotta be careful when using this passive. Yes, you do get more attacks if you can stay alive. Then again, people can revive you, then you don't need to worry too much. Like, this is just for people who wants to go for higher DPS, so if you die, you don't care about losing your loots and stuff, doesn't matter, slap this on, you'll be fine. Just stay constantly 25% HP less and good to go. Just hit more damage constantly. Other than that, let's go to the next one. Edgy's passive, Conquering Weakness. Very good. This should be your first or the Fly Master. Honestly, it is pretty much works for every single character. You put it on, it worked. So increase crit rate when attacking a powerful enemy. So yeah, basically they're most of the time they're like it's really good against bosses, and you know, I mean a lot of time that's what it's designed for, and self-explanatory as usual. So good passive, pick it up ASAP whenever you can. Other than that, I'm gonna talk about some of the very interesting passives like Administrator. Even though it just gives you like a random, a random buff. But the thing is, sometimes it can give you some really good ones, but that's another option if you want to. Not require, it's just if you want to. Now the next one is Yui's passive. This one will lengthen the window for perfect dodge and perfect guard. So if you have trouble doing perfect guards and perfect dodge in this game, this passive will certainly help you a lot. When it comes to, when boss attacking or when enemy attacking, for me, it doesn't matter because I'm used to it. Like, Souls game has way more difficult dodges and like parry than this. Because this game, they give you, they're pretty generous. They give you like the opening windows and all that stuff. It's pretty good. But just for people that, still learning or whatever, this is a good passive to use. Although sometimes you can still get hit, even if you do a perfect dodge or a perfect guard. Because playing in Asia, there are delays. There's nothing you can do about it. Even you got a perfect, dodge and guard, still get hit. Like I said, it happened a lot. So if you get hit, you get hit. There's nothing to do about it in this game, especially playing with a delay. That's what I'm saying. And yeah, other than that, if you're playing with your regional, you should be fine with this passive. So that's why I say it's not invincible, but it certainly extends the length for that window. So other than that, let's move on to the last one. This is a DLC character from Straya. If you don't have the DLC, don't worry about it. You don't have to have it. But this thing, it's very strong, full charge. Basically enhance the event skill that you can charge. When you fully charge, especially if you put this on a supercharge passive, not passive, soul skill. Let me see if I have one here. I think I have it on my edgy. If you see that legendary effect there, some characters have the supercharge. That means you can charge up 3 times. So normally you charge to 2, that's max. If you see a supercharge, that's a legendary effect. You can get that extra charge. And you put that on a Straya passive. It makes that skill hits even more. It's really, really good build. That's one of the things I'll talk about in other, like when talk about builds and stuff. But that's pretty much it for the most useful passive skills in this game. And yes, you can unlock the other ones and try it out, but all those ones that I mentioned, that's all you really need, to be honest. Besides, if you want to try out the other ones and just try out different things. But other than that, for people who just started or just want to get understand like, oh, which one should I go for, which one's most useful, those are the ones that I mentioned. So other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time.